all protocols observed. Assalamu alaikum. Kwa sababu tumeambiwa muda ni kidogo, I take the platform to acknowledge everybody. I know I'll waste a lot of time, and therefore let me go straight to the point. I want to also join colleagues who are here, the professionals, representatives from different parts of northern Kenya and the entire country, friends of Mahbub, the two great ambassadors who are also here, to acknowledge and appreciate Engineer Mahbub. Engineer Mahbub is a true reflection, is a true representation of professionalism, determination, and commitment in any society. When 1 year ago this country was voted as one of the best in human resource capital, I think Engineer Mahbub must have been one of the contributing factors for the UN in that particular destination of Kenya as a very important human resource hub. I do know what you have achieved today. If we are to document, I haven't had an opportunity to go through the book, but I know I'll get a book. We are waiting for your own book, a personal reflection, your personal recollection on what you went through from being a village boy, from a nomadic background, to head in a very political institution, IGAD, with serious difficulties actually, on security, on job creation, on unemployment. And I remember in 2007, immediately after the post-election violence, Engineer Mahbub was the PS Water. I went to see him, just to go and seek some favors for my constituency. Little did I know that particular morning when I was going to see him, that he had already been designated by the Kenyan government as our candidate for IGAD. For me, I was just saying, this person is a qualified water engineer. God has given him an opportunity to serve the people of Kenya in a ministry where we really needed the services. I just said, why are they bringing this thing to an end? Why don't they allow him to serve us as PS Minister of Water and Irrigation? Little did I know that he also decided to serve the entire region, and that is why truly as Kenyans, as people of northern Kenya, we must appreciate. The only caveat I'll put on now is we are now back to the village. I want to repeat what happened to a general who was part of one of the struggling armies during the independence struggle. I wouldn't say the country. This particular general was very popular, extremely popular in his country. And unfortunately, during the struggle for that country's independence, he was arrested, taken to a court in Europe, and when he appeared before the head of that court in a private session, he was asked why he volunteered to fight against the mighty army of that particular country. He went ahead and mentioned so many things, and later on, that particular judge was very sympathetic. He said he was persuaded, he was convinced the reasons as to why that particular general now was in custody had to struggle against that mighty army. So the general, in his own wisdom, the judge decided that this person should be taken back to his village to seek the opinion of the villagers. When he was brought back to the villagers and they were asked, you have this general who comes from this particular village, he was fighting for your interest, he did a commendable job, what is your take? Do you know their first comment? Huyu ndio ule mtu aliharibu biashara yetu, huyu mtu ndio ule mtu aliharibu wa vijana yetu, muende na yeye. I'm not trying to sound an alarmist. Now that you are back, please remain focused on the issues that took you to where you are, and I'm sure Kenyans and everybody else will appreciate, because really, in our context, in our anthropological context, there is something called biological nationalism. Remain relevant, and I'm sure once we get an offline opportunity, I'll be in a position to, and I'll really appreciate if you give me a chapter in the book that we're about to write so that I can also document and contribute to the Mahbub that I know. Finally, there's one issue the leader of majority has talked about, and I'm glad that Mr. Haji is here. I'm sure a time will come, God willing, we'll also be giving you a very important lunch like this. This country right now is awash with the PBI report, and I'll be doing myself, the people that I represent, and the people of Northern Kenya, unfair if I don't comment on this. We are told PBI is about three things: inclusivity, resource allocation, and national integration. The just concluded census wipes out those three critical issues that we are attempting to address. I've had the privilege of seeing the proposed CRA revenue allocation formula. And I can tell you, the three governors, and all the other governors from Northern Kenya, very soon, if that issue succeeds, you will be forced to declare redundancies in your Mandera County will lose almost 3 billion, Wajir will lose 2 billion, Garissa will lose 2 billion. So our challenge is, while commending those areas that did very well, I want to join the leader of majority. We will not leave any stone unturned. We must be told how that formula was arrived at. And I'll always say, at any given time, nobody, the sovereignty of the Republic of Kenya belongs to all of us. And therefore, for those of us who are familiar with the history of the nation state of the Republic of Kenya, we are all investors. We are all investors in the Republic of Kenya, and every investor expects dividends at the end of the financial year. The dividends that we expect is good governance, fair resource allocation, proper representation, inclusivity, and national integration. We won't allow anybody to take away that God-given right, regardless of the status, regardless of the time, regardless of the challenges. And this is why we are encouraging you. There is no way the people of Balambala, and I will always use this as an example, will be told their numbers are suddenly reduced from almost 100 to 32,000, and you want to tell us out of the 32,000, 24,000 are men. What happened to the women? And you want to tell us, really, there must be something. There's something that is not adding up. There is no way I'll be persuaded that the people of Wajir North have suddenly reduced. 10 years ago, almost 140. Today, we are told they are 100. It can't. And this is why I want to join the leader of majority. We have made a conscious decision. I want to appreciate the presence of senior counsel like Ahmed Nasser, Abdelkader, and all the other councils. We will leave no stone unturned. We will show to anybody who cares to listen that these figures were cooked unprofessionally, illegally, and we will push them to the court of law so that the court as a neutral arbiter can arbitrate on this issue, and really nobody will be allowed to take away our rights. I know there has been, for those of us who are in parliament, we are aware there has been an attempt to criminalize the numbers, the demographic changes in Northern Kenya. These are realities. We do not want to reduce the politics of census to what happens in certain countries in West Africa, where it's an abomination even to talk about it because it has been so much politicized. Please join us. Areas that have done well, commendations. Areas that have not done well, we must demonstrate and get our fair share. In conclusion, karibuni sana, Governor Garissa, Mzee Haji, and the entire leadership of Wajir. I think this is an event to emulate. I hope our governor, our able governor, Honorable Muhammad Abdi, and Governor Mandera, you also have distinguished residents of here. This is a challenge, and this is an eye-opener. Asanteni sana.